Alright, we're back, and we're talking about more Star Trek. This time, where no one has gotten before. So this is an episode where we are first introduced to the Traveler. Which only, apparently appears in 3 episodes. Which is kind of crazy. Anyway, that's getting ahead of ourselves. So we the Enterprise rendezvous with the USS Fearless, which is common practice where we'll rendezvous. We'll rendezvous. I can't pronounce things today. Rendezvous. They meet up with the USS Fearless, which is, just a common thing where they meet up with an Excelsior class, because that's one of the other models they have laying around, basically. It's just like, I try to think of, like, there's definitely, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 episodes where we see, like, the Enterprise going up with a Excelsior class ship. Whichever one that may be. But we meet this new, basically, we meet a new propulsion specialist who performs some upgrades on the ship, which is a weird thing to say. Like, this guy's a little bit arrogant, and it's a weird thing to say for a ship that is literally pretty brand new. Like, they're still taking the shrink wrap off of this ship. I am doing badly today. I apologize. I might be having a stroke. I am dying. Bye. Yeah, they're still taking the shrink wrap off this ship. Like, at that part where you're like, oh shit, there's still shrink wrap on this thing. Yeah, there's certain things where you see shrink wrap on stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, I haven't taken it off yet. Yeah, you don't notice it on certain things where it's like, oh shit, there's an extra layer on here. Yeah, he was an idiot. This guy's an idiot, and is an arrogant prick. Ultimately, just gonna say that right now is this guy is pretty bad. He's pretty much a dick to everyone. He's just like, I want to meet Picard. I'm so bad. Why would that be Picard? It's like, you'd meet him with Riker. He's literally the second in command of the ship. But I gotta meet the most important person because I'm most important. He's just a prick. He also has the Traveler with him. Who I'm trying to remember what name he goes by. Why is that going so slowly? Alright, we're back. And we're still talking about when no one has gone before. So yeah, this guy's a prick. Did I mention that part? I think I mentioned that part. And his entire thing is a complete a lie. It's basically the Traveler who's doing all the work. That has some problems, and we end up way further than we should have been. Just, yeah. As they attempt to basically get back, which, causes more complications because the Traveler cannot handle this. As he phases out of reality. Oh yeah, I should mention we get introduced to Chief Engineering Officer, Argyle. Oh, yeah, we had a few Chief Engineering Officers on TNG, or at least a few officers we see in engineering. I think Argyle might be the only ones who were until Geordie next season. I could be wrong. one of the chief engineers. So I'm just looking at Memory Alpha. Anyway, enough about that. Yeah, the ship ends up flying away in the middle of fucking nowhere. Try to get back. This shit goes badly. And they end up in a strange, like another, is it another dimension or? Sorry, I'm trying to remember what. It's kind of where like the normal laws don't really apply, and everything goes a little haywire. We get like some really cool moments, like when Picard opens up the door to the turbo lift and goes, "I'll just step out of the whoa," and there's nothing there. Or we just have a random ensign or officer who's just like playing some classical music, because of course they are. Yeah, we see Picard's dead mother. Who, spoilers, if you haven't seen Picard, his mother does not reach that old age. He's not seeing his mother for the first time. Picard sometimes imagines his mother as old age because she died when she was very young. This is in no way referenced in this episode, because that is a later retcon. Because it is a dumbass retcon. I'm going to say it's a dumbass one. It adds, I guess, maybe it explains why Picard just seems a little bit stunted as a person, or maybe why he doesn't like children, or it's just like, oh, and we see like a Targ on, which is Worf's pet, Klingon pet, which is interesting because we haven't established yet he has human parents who adopted him. I think that's established maybe this season or next season. It might be a while away. Yeah, there's something. Everything just goes off crazy. Oh, and yeah. Imagine she's back on the planet with the R-word gangs, is what I should say. They're not very nice people who don't agree with consent. Yeah. Yeah. Not good. But yeah, then the Traveller is very ill, is in sick bay. Crusher don't really know what to do. Eventually kind of gets better. Not before he gives the speech to Picard to be like, the boy is important. He is very important. Basically setting up Wesley is very important to the story. Very important. Which I think they'll disregard him later, very on, but like most of these like early stories have been like Wesley has saved the day or has been very important to the plot a lot of times. Which I think a lot of people did not like Wesley because he generally seemed to be, more knowledgeable than most of the people actually serving on the Enterprise. Which, not great. Eventually, Travis uses magic to get us back home. Everything's fine. And Picard allows Wesley to hang on the bridge for a bit. And makes him an acting ensign. So we'll see him quite a bit more on the bridge. Yeah, just fine. yeah, this is not one of those episodes. So I'm like, I hate the guest character. They're annoying. I've never been always a big Wesley stan. I've never hated him. He's just kind of been like, yeah, all right, man. Yes, it's I don't know. One of those like boy genius characters you get and stuff, and you're like, these people, like, I don't know. It enforces one of those like kind of weird, kind of, I don't know, stereotypes of this boy genius that where someone's like, oh no, they're just naturally gifted at things. Yeah. Yeah, rather than the people who actually trained for years in their field. It's like, yeah, it's one of those things where people have a lot of weird expectations about people. They're just like, oh no, they're an expert on things. And you're like, no. Yeah, they're just naturally talented. No, none of that shit. No. And yeah, maybe some of our problems is what happens with Wesley. What happens with, well, you see Picard talking to his mother, which is now, it kind of been ruined a little bit, which has been kind of retconned. Yeah, we get Wesley, at least part of the crew, and yeah, it establishes him more as a proper main character, which is nice. I don't know. It's I don't think it's one of those things where I'd like, you never really feel any of the threat because you're like, well, obviously they're gonna get home, and then the main guest character is annoying. The Traveler is just kind of like, ooh, I've got magic. Okay, cool. There's just nothing to this one. It's just kind of, well, that's weird. Yeah, it's the only main part is just the kind of cool, slightly cool moments where we see shit going awry, and otherwise, If you're a big Wesley fan, it's great. Otherwise, Yeah, it's one of those ones I'm like, skip it. Skip it. Pardon me. Anyway. Yeah, it's not for me rambling. What's the next episode we're going to talk about? Lonely Among Us. Lonely Among Us. Yeah. Alright. We'll get ready for that. But for now, I say to you, live long and prosper. And hopefully I'll see you next time for more Star Trek: The Next Generation.